caribou everywhere. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 now. Just on the way in here to this remote spot. Quiet, Zach. Look at them go. There's 17 caribou. Yoo-hoo! Welcome to the channel, folks. Beautiful day here in Newfoundland, out with Saku on a little 5-day pack rafting, camping, survival expedition. But I don't have many rations with me, just enough to keep from going too hungry. So I'll be relying on the fish. I'll need them. I got enough for Saku, enough food for him. He's carrying it there in his bag, but he'd like to feed a trout too. So we got about 5 kilometers here to get into a new area. A remote spot. I haven't been here before. I look forward to it. Let's go. Come on, Zach. Zach, this looks like the best way over here. Come on now, you don't want to get that bag wet. There you go. Good work. We're on the spongy marsh now. Feels good to be out. Give the legs a burn, walking over this terrain. It's a demanding route coming in here. I just followed the trail for the first couple 100 yards, but that's it now, we're off it. There's Saku up there, plugging away. With no trails in, the easiest way to get in there is follow these marshes and little bogs, skirt around the edge of them. The woods is too tangly to get in there, almost impenetrable. This is not a walk in the park. It's a challenging trek with not much food. I'm gonna need them fish. Boggy up along here, still spring, lots of runoff, snow melt. That's why I chose to wear rubbers. I came upon a trail again, there behind me. It's not in the greatest of shape, real boggy. So, just plugging away. We'll see where it takes us. We're getting close now. It's not an easy 5Ks to take. Not at all. But we loves it. To navigate, I'm just using the official topographic maps here in Canada. I got them downloaded on my phone. I got a compass with me, but I don't need it. Just relying on my instincts, having a look at the map, seeing where I am on each marsh, kind of going from marsh to marsh. I'll only need a compass if I get lost, and that won't be happening. So we just hacked our way there through that little section of woods. It was about 150 yards maybe, and now that's the next marsh ahead. We're hopping from marsh to marsh. It's the clearest path. Little trickle of water there coming along the marsh. Look how clear it is. Isn't that just a thing of beauty? Caribou. There's at least two of them. Another one over there. Young one there. Young calf. That's 21 caribou since we left the house there yesterday afternoon. That's what we came for. That big one out there. Okay, I'm gonna lay my stuff down here, have a look. We've made it. See where a decent camp might be now. Good work out there. So I found a nice little spot to camp out. Beautiful. Right on the water's edge over there on the opposite side here. There's a river, little stream here that goes down between what looks to be an old rock dam or something they had there for logging to help push the logs through back in the day. Not quite sure, but that's what I think it is. Would have been a lot of hard work as well back in the day making that. So I'm going to carry the gear across now. Looks like a good fishing hole right there too. Worms, backup reel, little bag of food, kettle and a pan, 2 pans, tent poles, blah blah blah. A few other things in there. I'm gonna put this sweater on now. It's after cooling off. Still only the second week of May. Maybe 10 degrees out. Be cooling off now though. 6 o'clock almost. Evening setting in. I'm gonna sit back now. Have a coffee at the fire. Might even eat a little snack or something there. Cook one of my meals for supper and hope I get trout. I'm hungry now. Only had a little cup of oatmeal today so far. But a little break here. Get some new life, new energy, a second wind, and then back out fishing. That was a good journey coming in there. Took us about 2 hours and 15 minutes too. And I only stopped to do a little bit of filming here and there, and that was it. It's good to test yourself every now and then. That's what I'm going to do on this little trip. But I basically just have either a cup of oatmeal or a cup of bannock in the morning, and I got a pasta meal for supper. I had a Mr. Noodles last night, that was it, and this morning all I had was the oatmeal. I haven't had nothing since. That was about 7-8 hours ago now. I'm feeling pretty good actually. But I got one extra meal of Mr. Noodles that I was going to use for lunch someday, and I'm going to have it now. And I got one can of tuna to go with one of my suppers as well, and a can of sardines. So just 2 good meals a day, well, 2 adequate meals a day. Tin of sardines there. And I got as much coffee and tea there as I'll need. I'd say that's the equivalent of about between 1,000 and 1,200 calories a day without getting any trout. Oatmeal. I got some flax seeds I put in with the oatmeal, ancient grains, and olive oil that goes in there, in with all the oatmeal and the pastas. So 4 nights, not counting the Mr. Noodles I had last night. So tonight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 nights. So a pasta for tonight, one for tomorrow, instant potatoes for Wednesday, craft dinner for Thursday. Well, I can put them in any order I want to. Depends what I'm feeling. And this is the extra little noodles I had, and I'm going to have that now before I goes down fishing. Spices, salt, sugar, instant coffee, baking powder, and that's all. Plenty to keep going. It's normally what I do, is don't take too much, rely on the fish. But usually I got some sort of bars and maybe a bit of jerky for throughout the day, or trail mix, and I cut that out on this trip for those times when you got a ration for weeks. If I'm low on food, behind schedule, I like to know that I can keep going and moving, hiking, paddling, and limited energy. So enough of that. Look, geez, I wasted a few grains of oatmeal right there. Can't let that go to waste. Geez, not bad like that. And what a wonderful little rock here behind for a backrest. Couldn't ask for any better. Sometimes I lean up against my bag, but this is a natural chair. And some rain is coming as well, so I'm going to have to get the tarp up. Looks like overnight tonight, judging on those clouds up there. Hits the spot, that does. Oh, it's so good. Hunger's the best spice. Here comes a moose. What are you doing? Oh yeah, knock it all over. Must do a report out there, Sack. Any trout? I'm going to cut off some of the line there, a dozen inches, because that could be beat up and cause troubles. It could break off if a big fish gets on, especially if the line rubs up against a rock or something. Now I'll tie on a spinner. InReach is going mad. Ding, 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 ding. This is when it's good to have it though. It can keep me up to date on important things, and I can still come out here. There's no cell service. Anyways, I just got to get a hook on now and get down fishing. I'll deal with this after. I was told this is a good spot that not many know about. It's not looking too good right now, but I've only been out here for a little bit, about half an hour. Tomorrow now, once I get out in the raft, if it's not too windy, I should get a better look at the lake then. Be able to cover more ground, of course. Never know, I might snag one here though, just before the Sun sets for good. I'm just trying by the mouth here of the stream where it runs off. Haven't had a bite yet. They'll come. They will come. Oh, I think I got one in. Oh. Yes, sir. Just as I was saying. Jeez, buddy, look at that. It's a Wananish, a landlocked salmon. And he took my hook clean off the spinner. You can see it there. That's a nice Wananish landlocked salmon, yes sir. I came for the brook trout, that's what I was told was in here. I didn't think I was going to catch any of them. It looks like they're out there too. Can't believe he took the hook right off the spinner. I had a big jig there, see, bringing her in. I'll have to change my spinner now. More trout might come in, I don't want to miss a bite. Getting that hook back on might be a bit of a mess around. So I'm just going to clip off my spinner off the swivel here and put a new one on. And we got a trout. Just as I was saying, I haven't had a bite. Boom. The brook trout are out there too. Sometimes the Wananish are white. The meat's not so good. As the brook trout is still good, but it's not that sweet and delicious brook trout. Sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's white. We'll see in a bit. Either way, I'm eating it tonight. Alright, I got a red devil on there now. I've never had that ever happen before. A trout pulled the hook right out of the ring. I was Wananish, they fight hard. I just cut him open, he's a bit white, but that's okay. He's going to be good. I'm hungry now. Just looking at him. I need the worm. Just had another bite. Look at him jumping. That's another Wananish. He tried to hit my hook and missed it, see? I'll get him now. That's a nice one. Come on. Oh. A little bit bigger than the first one. They're fun fish to catch. Well, looks like we're going to do good here on night one. I'll be comatose after eating all the fish tonight, but oh, this one looks a bit pink too. Almost identical size to the first one there. About 14 inches both of them too. Just a bit bigger than my foot. I'm going to try to get a couple more now before it gets too dark. So I got to go over here and get firewood. Over across the way there. There's a few dry sticks over there. Another one out there. Come on, I want the brook trout though. Try one up over this way. Some feed here tonight now with them two fish. I don't even care if I get another one. I got Saku tied on. He gets too fired up with the fishing these days. Barking, jumping in the water. He's gotten worse. So that's better off. Leave him in there. He's relaxed. He gets too stressed out. Look, I got a fish now. He gets too stressed out here. Look at it. Following. Come on. Oh. Oh. I got a fish. Looks like a small Wananish. That's the ones that take your worms. Little bugger. That's the last cast, I think. Who am I trying to kid? One more. Sometimes this has lasted half an hour. Got the skin off. It's not bad actually. The meat's pretty good. A little bit of an orange tint to it. I've always eaten one on this and liked them. I like them even more tonight. Tonight with the trout is going to be instant potatoes. Yum yum. Now, that's hot stuff there. Good stuff there. Crispy. You'll get a snack sack. What a pan of meat right there. I'm gonna slap that in with the mashed potatoes now. Drop of olive oil, always. This is pretty much boneless, so I'll be able to just chow down like a madman, a hungry man. This is the simplest joy that man has had since the beginning of time. Sit by the fire with a big feed of fish and a bit of spuds on the side. How good is it? That's what I call a good day anyways. Okay. Put a bit of that in there like this. Oh, yes sir. This will be the end of me tonight. See you in the morning. Hey, Saku. In the morning. In the morning. Up and at 'em. Getting a coffee right off the bat. Rain stopped. It rained a bit last night. It's gonna be a good day. Sack's ready to go. Hey, buddy. That's it. You're busting to take a piss, Sack. So am I. It's just after 7. Yeah, I don't look too wet. Right to the fire to get some scraps. Classic Sack. Yeah, but I'm gonna have a coffee here in the tent. Little stove here. It's great to have everything ready in the morning like this. It's a pleasant start to the day. Good to go. What a fun way to start the day. With a squirrel in the vicinity, do we say? So after cooling off, I'd say this morning now, it's no warmer than maybe 6 degrees. I'm going to use the stove now, once I pick the Saku here out of my mouth. So just going to hold this here for a few seconds here, 30 seconds or so. I could lay it down in front of me, just as long as I'm watching it. The vents are open, the door's open a crack. But this will give a bit of heat in the immediate area. Warm the hands up even if I wanted to.
and I can enjoy my coffee with a bit of warmth in the environment. Making sure that the vents are open is important, or have the door cracked because of carbon monoxide poisoning, of course. But you can use it to heat and cook up in the tent and stuff like that a little bit. If the weather's bad, you just got to be careful. That's enough. Buddy, I can feel the heat up in the roof of the tent here. It's lovely. They don't recommend you use stoves in tents like this. It's probably written on the little warnings tabs here that I cut off. They're usually hanging off the inside the tent. So at your own risk is what I'll say on this. I don't want to be the one to cause someone's tent burning down, and at your own risk. Use at your own risk. Give it a quick little boil there now. That's a good power up to start the day. Big pat oats. You're not getting nothing in this sack. It's my oatmeal. Big one on. Real big one. At least you're out of there for now. I'm going to try in here now by the lip of this, and where it drops after some fast water. Brook trout hiding the fast spots too. It's a bit early in the year too. The fish may still be out, a lot of them deeper in the pond out there. They'll start heading out this way when the temperatures warm up. 2 loons just came up the brook there. This is stressful for Saku, see. Unfortunately, he's better tied on up there. He's foaming at the mouth now. He wants to chase it, but he can't. And that's got him, gets him all messed up. There's a caribou coming up the side of the brook. My zoom camera's back to camp. 2 caribou, same ones as yesterday, I think.
So I've come upon a little discovery here. Further up in the woods I found an old trail that goes up into the hills. Just before I got there I dug this up. Looks like an old wood stove. Pretty cool. It was under the moss, you know, not taken back by the land because it's far from rusted away. But it was all grown over here. It would look just like this, nearly. I seen a little piece of metal stuck up and I hauled it all out. There's probably more down there. This is grown over pretty solid. Old trail, old cuts. Real old. There's several trees down over the trail too further in. So this one hasn't been used in ages. You can see here that the moose and the caribou got this tree here torn to pieces. There's a spot cleared out in here. They probably had a canvas tent or the like set up. Looks like they had a platform made. That's also taken back by the land. All mossed over. An old wharf here, very old, nothing left to it. Drops off pretty deep there. I'm going to wait until the evening now to take the raft out. There's no rush, it's a bit breezy to be fishing in it. I can move along, but the wind's going to be pushing me in nice ways unless I rigged up some sort of anchor with a rock or whatever, which is possible, and I might in the cove back there. We'll see. I'm gonna have some flicks here first. It's deep, could be good. Oh, he's nice looking. I don't want an ish. Well, you got a nice golden colour. That's number one on the day. Back to camp now. We're a ways up from the rock dam now. And where camp is down around there, but I just found this mound here with some old nails on it, big old spikes. This was used for something too. It's interesting here to sit back and think about the history of Newfoundland and what went on in here, and I'm thinking logging. That was a big part of who we are and, you know, how we survived and made a living, so it's cool to see some history about it. Hey, Saku. And the fact too that this place is pretty tucked away. There's no road or nothing coming in here. The trails are haggard at best. I'm sure there was something better cleared out back in the day. But it was a bit of hard work in here building this stuff. You know, tough getting in here. Wasn't easy jobs. But I'm sure they enjoyed it in the peace and quiet out here and being tucked away. All kinds of wildlife. Just about back to camp now. Take a time out, boil a kettle. Probably cook up this trout, getting a bit hungry, and then I'll get more there for supper. It's coming up on 5 o'clock now, so take a break and then hit the fishing again. I'd say I'll be out in the raft and we'll go from there. Fire's still hot. I poured water all around the area before I left to make sure that nothing spread around. The fire didn't get going when we left. that wouldn't happen. But I had a little bit of life left in it, so I blew it back to life with my breath. And added some small sticks there. Got that trout all cleaned up. Bit of a pink color to it, is nice. This is a nice one. Looks good. Still not that blood red brook trout, but it's gonna be dandy. I've been taking the skin off. You know, if this was do or die, and I'd be boiling everything. The head, all the skin, getting all the nutrients possible. But I'm not there yet, not at all. Certainly hungry, but I'm gonna enjoy it with the skin off. I do the heads. You get a nice bit of meat there where you cut it off from the body, and then in the cheeks there's nice pieces of meat, and then all around the head and stuff like that you can suck a bit more juice off it. It's all good for you. Nothing wrong with that. I've had some Wananish real white, but then you get them like this and they're excellent. Again, with the white ones, nothing a bit of salt and pepper can't fix. They don't taste bad, they just got no taste to them. The Woods grill is cooking here now, boy. Closer to the bone is sweeter than meat. Same raft from crossing Newfoundland back in 2017. That's where I caught it on fire. Sent it back to them, they patched it up for me, fine as kind. Been using it ever since. Same thing with the leaks I had in the bottom here. I patched those up during that trip and they've still held as well. So not bad. I'm going to blow this up now and get out into the pond in a bit. If you haven't seen the 68-day, 700-kilometer Crossing Newfoundland series, it's on the channel. Long expedition. It was a dandy. I'll remember it forever. I didn't go looking for drama, but there was no shortage of it.
I'm coming back for you, Sack!
Out in the woods for that long, things are bound to go wrong. Especially in the Newfoundland terrain.
Come on, Sack, we're doing all right, man. Which way? That way?
It can be a pain in the butt.
It's not good, Sack.
A lot of you subscribers have probably been around since that series, so thanks for being here since then. It's been a hell of a ride. I appreciate it. Every watch, thumbs up, comment, share. It keeps me out doing this stuff so I can bring you along again. I love nothing more than sharing my experiences out here. Letting other people come along and getting you fired up for your own trips and fired up for whatever. It brings great joy to me. We got a seagull coming in, getting some scraps from yesterday for them trout. Okay, this is almost done now. Finish it off with the mouthpiece. Get the seat, backrest, good to go. What are you doing, Zach? Watching the seagull? Ah. Not bad. 5 minutes we got a boat.
Alright, we're in motion here. Got Saku out for some good exercise earlier, so he's tied on now. Thought I had a bite then. Yeah, he's back by camp, sailed away. Well, not sailed away, he's not too happy, but that's too bad. He doesn't know the difference. It's raining a bit now. Sheets of mist coming at me. Not too cold though. I've already blown a couple 100 yards away from camp in a few minutes. This looks like a nice deep cove. Could be a trout here. Let my spinner sink down a bit. I'm almost drifting a bit too fast. I don't want to get too far this evening. So I think I'm going to pitch the raft on a rock on a point here. Looks like a good spot. So I've been out in the raft here for about an hour. Haven't got a bite yet. It's pretty nasty out. Just past 7 PM now. I might go in and cast from shore. Try that out. The northeast wind is blowing. Fairly strong northeast. It's pushing me around in the raft a lot. That's a bit tough, spinning around trying to fish. It's better on calm conditions. That's a big gust there. But the northeast wind too, I've heard often over the years, and I've noticed it myself. Not such a good fishing wind. We had a southwest yesterday evening, southwest. So not making excuses, but that's it. Still got a bit of hour and a half of fishing time. If not, I'll be having a can of tuna and sidekick tonight. Might have me craft dinner too. What odds? Eat it all. But if I don't get no fish, I'll pay for it. But well, not so much tomorrow, but the following day. I'll have no supper left in, but who cares? We'll see. I might roll the dice, stuff my belly if I don't get fish. Just gathered up a bunch of wood now. Stuff that's laying out there in the marsh. You can just haul it up. The bottom sections are usually a bit wet, but the rest is nice and dry. Should be good for this evening and a bit tomorrow morning. I don't know if we'll stay here tomorrow or we'll go on somewhere else. We'll see what the weather's like and everything else. Hey, Saku. So I got that done now. We're out in the raft. A bit of wood here. I want to go try for a fish now for the last hour or so of daylight. I haven't, all I've ate today is that little bit of oatmeal there this morning and that fish. So I'll be hungry when supper time does come around. But I'm looking forward to snagging a big one here now, out on the rock. The old rock pulls through. That looks to be just a bit bigger than the ones I got yesterday. Meaning the biggest one yet. Another one-ish. Might be a one-ish lake. But he said, I thought he said brook trout, maybe he didn't. A gold spinner too, almost the same colour as him now. I used a gold spinner and he just about gold. Attacking his own kind. Okay. Looks like I'm going to be eating fish again. Perfect. So far the fish is working out for me. Just got a snag. Had to break the line. Lost that gold spinner. Put another one back on now and get the hook back out there. Another one just like him. Can't get the GoPro out quick enough. Beautiful. bit smaller than the last one actually.
Just warming up now. So these flames are beautiful to look at and feel. It's not very warm out, it's wet. So the body needs heat eventually when you're not moving, standing still fishing. I just ended up with the 2 trout after, 2 1-ish. So I'm going to cook them up now with a side kick. That'll be tonight's supper. Wind's picking up too. I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. What do you think, Saku? We're going to get some calm winds. We'll go down the lake to the other end of her. We'll see what happens. I'd say there's a temperature difference of 20 odd degrees from over there on the rock where I was fishing to 150 yards back into here. Not even 100 yards. I might sleep here tonight. Good thing about the cold, keeps the flies away. This is great. Fantastic. That heat feels so good.
Check out the Wild Yam on YouTube. Jen's got a great channel. You'll like it.
Went with a cup of bannock over the sidekick. I want a big piece of bread.
Oh yes, sir. Deep fried goodness. Ah, she's lovely and good. Good to go. Nice and fluffy. I tore it with my hands. Bad luck, they say, to cut bannock. That's awfully good.
Just a bit more time by the fire here now before the night is out. I'm nice and full after a trout and a half. Gave half of the second one to Saku. And then a piece of bannock. I'm content. Content, full, and I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Not a bad morning out there. It was pouring rain most of the night. Just lit up. I'm just here now having a coffee in the tent, reading a book on my phone. Explorations of the Interior of the Labrador Peninsula, written back in the 1800s, I believe, by Henry Hind. Read this for a bit now, then I'll get up and get on and go. How you making out, Saki? I just fed him now. He's curled up in a content ball there for a bit. Is the current less rapid when we get a mile or two beyond the gorge? Worse. How far up is the river very bad? The further you go up, the more rapid is the river. It gets worse and worse until canoes cannot be hauled, or paddled or poled up it, even in summer when the water is low. Shall we soon get to the portage? The portage is on the other side of that bend, 2 points away. We leave the river then and go to the lakes. Good adventure. They're going up the Moisey River, lower north shore of the Gulf of St. Lawrence. My sweet Canada. Gonna throw in a can of sardines or in hot sauce with the oatmeal this morning. I'm not gonna mix them in with the oatmeal, but I'm gonna pair them up. Just had a few flicks there. Didn't get nothing for breakfast, so I got lots of food left. It's hard not to eat it while you got it and say, I'll worry about getting fish and stuff later, and I'll get them. And I will. I'll get something. So, sardines and oatmeal it is this morning. Wind's picking up a little bit. Again, I'm going to check my device now and get a report before I go on down the lake. There is a nice gully and a few small streams behind here, so they might be nice as well. Probably a better spot for the brook trout anyways. Looks to be pretty wannon-ish laden so far here, but if I got out and trolled around now, probably hook into a few brookies. It's been an all-fish diet though for me. Keeps you healthy. Just across from camp. Not too worried. That's number 20 now. Caribou 20. Okay, you think you can get in, Sack? Come on, let's go. There you go. Sit down. Good boy. Oh boy. There you go. Imagine it was me sacking a bag in here one time. A big bag too. We're gonna get down a little ways now, and I'm gonna let Saku out and run the land while I fish. It's a good boy, Sack. I need a bigger raft now for you, Sack, for me and you. There's ones you can get that'll fit us both. Raft upgrade, Sack. Yeah, it's not enough room for me and old Sack in here no more. Not to fish anyways. I could chip along and paddle with, even with a bag up there, we'd make it work. Wanna hop out, Sack? Come on. You don't want to be in here. Just as much as I don't really want you in here. Well, I want you, but I don't. I don't want your big hole in here taking up all the space. Now you're gonna run the land, Sack, like a good boy. Enjoy your time. He don't want to. He wants to be in here though, because I'm playing the fishing game. Bit of a slow leak here though on the raft. Good boy, come on. Good boy. Let's go. Come on. Just a little ways up from camp. The old wind's relentless. Classic Newfoundland. Makes the raft hard to fish in. I might go back in a bit. I've been casting now for 20 minutes, haven't had a bite. But I might go back and walk and check out some gullies and a bit of a stream system there behind camp. We'll move on. Wind's gonna push me right back to camp now, that's why I came this way. Saku can get a run and a swim out of it. What are you doing? You coming? Come on. You just swam over, you gotta swim back now. Come on. Let's go. There you go, he finally jumped in. It's not bad here now though. I could go along like this. I might have to bring Saku back to camp if I'm going to stay out in time on. It's just too much of a debacle. He won't stay in by land, he starts coming out and swimming around the raft. I could troll along like this and cover a bit of ground. Look at him coming. That's a good boy. I hate to say it, but I'm an honest kind of guy. This is going to be the last fishing trip with Saku. I'm not going to take him again. On expeditions I'll have to deal with it, but local fishing trips, never again. There's no place for him. He's alright in a big canoe, and if he's up front I can troll along and there's no issues. I got to deal with a bit of crying when I'm casting and whatnot. But out swimming around and just trying to manage it the whole time. You can't be just walking along having a cast, peace and quiet. You have to listen to him whining the whole time. And it may seem, oh, it's not a big deal here now as a listener, but you know, you put yourself every time having to listen to that. It's like having to listen to a baby cry while you're fishing the whole time. No one wants to hear that. So it's unfortunate, but that's that. Local trips he's caught. I'll have to deal with it on the long hauls because we'll have long hauls together yet. He's got in the land now. Get tired.
Okay, so I parked the raft. We're going to take a spin down over a couple of marshes there to the brook. Try our luck there. Hopefully then it dies off this evening and I can get out and have a proper fish in the boat. I'll leave Saku here and I'll go out and have a time. Beautiful day now, heating up. Certainly got to be pushing 15 degrees or more. I can feel it out walking the marshes here. Saku, come here, heel. You don't want to scare those caribou away now. Let them go on in peace for now. That's where we came in on the other side over there. Those caribou were down around here somewhere. There's caribou here everywhere, but the doe and the calf, this is where we've seen them a couple of times. Sack, stay close. Your mother will kick you in the head. Droppings there. The brook is pretty shallow here. I'm going to try a cast though.
Looks like a bit of a pool right here. Just got a small one on this here, down in the stream system. That'll be Saku's, unless I don't get none. That was an hour and a half trot. Just got the one on ish there. About an hour in a raft, a little more than that. Caught nothing then. So I'm taking the load off for a bit, boil the kettle. I'm going to cook that fish now and snack on it. Fry it up nice and good. Sorry, Sack, I'm going to eat the fish on you. We'll get you one later on. I'm going to sit back now and take in the day for a bit. Beautiful clouds up there. Big fluffy clouds. Like big cotton balls. Jack, come over here and get cozy, bud. Come over here. Little snack. I've gone ahead and thrown out a bannock too. Taken into the food pile. Goes well with a trout. That'll give me juice for this evening. For a flick now. Trolling at the moment. Come on, fish. Nice big one of this now, 3 or 4 pounds. Come on. Hammer it. I'm in a little cove now. There's a bit of water coming in here. Could be a feeding spot. Oh, now. Something sounder, small. It's almost like you gotta reel a bit slower this time of year. Fish are moving a bit slower. Water's colder. Oh, another tawny one at me there. I'm gonna park right here now. We get one fish anyways. Same spot I got one yesterday. That could be a good spot. It's not that big, but I'll take him. About the same size as the one I caught earlier today. Getting another one bite me now too in the same spot. Come on. I'm gonna go up a little ways past it now and drift back. See if I can get the other one or more. One trout for supper, that's all I got this evening. Gonna have a sidekick there too. Pretty cold out now. That's certainly having an effect on the trout. They're not moving so much. But that's it. Another fine night to be here by the fire. These one-on-ish have been good eating though. Nice and meaty. I think that's 7 down the hatch now. They're good every time. Just delicious. I overcooked this one a bit. The bones are sticking in there. Head. Nice piece of cheek meat there. Behind the eye there's another piece of meat. The head's all good. Most people will throw away the trout head. I'm telling you, you're throwing away goodness. There's not much there, but what's there is good. I just had the brain and that was good. Another day, another dollar. How about this for a nice way to start the day? Boom. Sit back and wait now. I think I'm gonna take a little break here this morning and relax in the tent. I got a few notes and things I need to take care of. Bit of housekeeping. Take the day slow here. And we'll see what happens. Take it as it comes. That's what we'll do. Today's the last full day now. I'll head out tomorrow back to the vehicle. But the wind's blowing pretty hard there now. So I won't be getting out in the raft today. Well, this morning for sure. I checked the weather report. It's supposed to be blowing pretty hard this evening as well. So it doesn't seem promising to get out across this lake in the raft, which I wanted to do. There's some nice smaller ponds and gullies too that are good spots. It's just going to be too hard to get down there and mess around. I could go tomorrow morning and make a spin down, but I kind of got to be back later on tomorrow evening, and that's going to make too much of a journey to get back out of it. In one day to go down there, hang out, and then get back to here, and then get back to the vehicle all in one day. So we'll see. I'm going to sit back and contemplate. No big deal. It's been a good trip so far. Nice warm steaming mug. Keeps the hands hot when you're drinking it. That's the beauty of an enamel mug. It's a great hand warmer. You can even heat them up on the fire, on the wood stove, boil water in them if you need to in a pinch. I have all kinds of them and I love them. Old man's beard. It's a tree lichen. I kept this stuff dry in my pocket from a couple days ago. I picked a bunch of it. Nothing's wet there, but it's just a good tinder to start the fire with. If you got some dry stuff on you, which is good to have in a possible wet situation, especially when you want to get a fire going quick, to say warm yourself up, there's nothing wrong with it. A juniper pointed to the east, bent by the prevailing west winds. Cleaned out the rest of my oatmeal there this morning. Ooh, that's probably a cup and a bit for sure. Piping hot. White caps out on the lake. Ash is getting blown everywhere in here. She's a windy one. A little spoonful of oatmeal with a bit of ash on top. It's good though. Just sitting here now having me oats. Thinking about what I want to do today. I checked the weather there yesterday evening on the satellite device, my inReach, and it's supposed to be blowing bad all day today and worse tomorrow. Worse this evening. Gusts of 45 later on tonight. But then tomorrow morning it's supposed to calm off. Now I got to get out of here tomorrow as well, so I don't know if I'm going to stick around here, fish the shore, maybe walk down the brook there again, though I didn't have much luck there yesterday. And the woods is pretty thick around this lake, so I don't know about how far I want to go walking around there. Another option is to pack up and leave. I know of a good spot for sure that I can drive through further on the dirt road I came in on. I had good fishing there in the past. Time will tell the tale. What do you think, Zach? It's a different lake out here now. Been fishing in this rocky steady now for nearly an hour. I caught one small one down here yesterday up back closer to camp. We're about 3 kilometers down it now, and it's mostly shallow, rocky. I think it's a waste of time, so might head back soon. Another old rock dam there. And then over in the tree here, it looks like there's some evidence of humans. An old tin can there, probably a kettle. I'm gonna go check it out now. Couple old cut sticks. Real old cuts. Nothing around here's changed since, I wouldn't say. An old kettle it is. That's been there for a little while. I'll put it back on its resting spot. You'll see a few of those in the Newfoundland woods, no matter how deep you goes. That's a high cut there. I can't see a fire pit, it's really wet here. Anyways, someone was around at one point in time. Yeah, good stuff. An old tin hung there like that's not so bad in a situation, a survival situation. Someone's looking to wet the whistle. You come on through, you got no pot. You've been going around cupping your water in your hands. Now you can boil something up, make a soup or a nice tea out of some spruce or fir needles. Cook up a bit of meat, fish. It's not bad to have that here. Nice.
Having a penne with broccoli and cheese here this evening. It's an early supper. Just tucked away in a bit of a shelter in from camp. It's really windy out there. Hard to have a fire. This is a nice spot behind a big mound and a pile of trees. It's basically a sidekick. Looks good. Dear God. Is that a piece of broccoli in my pasta? That can't be. Jeez. These things are miles better than sidekicks. You never get a piece of broccoli in one of those. Look at it. Oh yeah. It's good stuff. Walmart. Even Sackman some. Hey. Lovely spot here. Right next to the marsh. Right on the marsh level. Up on a bit of dry ground to the side. Just looking at it and little bog holes. Old trees weathered in this terrain. Junipers bent to the east by the prevailing west winds. It's pretty raw. Thanks to Jonathan from Newfoundland Knife. You can check him out. Just look him up on Google, Newfoundland Knife. He passed me along this saw last year. I've used it a ton. Love it. It's the Silky Gum Boy Curve 210. Nice compact folding saw. Cold out there, that wind chill. Got the hands froze off me. Still gonna keep casting. I don't think the wind's gonna die down. Oh well. I'm kind of limited to where I can go, but I'm gonna stay here because I want to try tomorrow morning. I really do. The conditions are supposed to be good. I'm gonna give it one more go here versus going out somewhere else. I'll finish the stay here. Finally got a brook trout. He's not very big. A good old fish fry on the final night. Yes sir. That was the biggest one yet too, by a smidgen. The wind was blowing out there. Cold northwest wind. So I was out fishing for a bit off the rock. Then I'd come back in and toast up by the fire for a minute. Then I went back out and I was just getting I had a bit of flour and stuff tucked aside there to use for trout, and I was going to use it to make a bannock instead. All I have left is this and a pasta meal, a sidekick. But I went out and hooked the trout, so perfect. So I'm going to use that to still make a bannock. I'll have the trout on its own there, and then I'll have the pasta for breakfast, and then we'll be on our merry way home. Not sure if I'll get out in the raft here in the pond tomorrow or not. We'll see how time goes and what the weather's like. I'd like to at least fish around here on the rock again to get a few to bring home. One for breakfast even. See what happens in the morning.
It's a bit frosty. Last night it got cold. I was up at 5. I went out on the rock there for about 45 minutes. Never got a bite. Seen some geese fly across the lake. That was the only movement of life. I got one bag of pasta left. That's the only bit of food on me. I'm going to eat that now, pack up, and we're going to head out. Got the 5 kilometers or so back to the rig. It looks like the best day we're going to get is the day we have to leave. That's too bad. I wanted to get out in the raft there and explore the other end of the lake, but now I'm crunched for time here today. So another time, another day. There's always something else to look forward to. Trips to plan is excellent. So I changed my mind here. Couldn't resist getting out on the lake this morning for a fish before we head back home. I'm just gonna go up a little ways where I got a couple of fish off a point throughout the week. It's about 1 kilometer or so up from camp. It's a wonderful day. Crisp west wind coming at us dead on here. Blue water, blue skies, green hills. It's gorgeous. Sak's doing good up there. This time around I got my knees kind of scrunched up a bit here. Gives him more space to sit down in comfort. And I don't mind it. It's almost like I'm sitting up in a chair now. Just a small, short chair with my knees almost up to my chin. Okay, here's the point. We're coming up to it. I've been trolling. Haven't had a bite yet though. Been out for an hour now. Not a tug on the line yet. I just crossed the lake now. Nearly 1 kilometer to the other side, where a stream flows in. So I'm going to try around there. Doesn't look like a very big stream. I'm coming up on it now. It's still early in the season. The water's cold. That doesn't make the fish move around any quicker. Some, I would imagine, are still dormant in the deeper sections of the lake, hiding away from us. Sneaky buggers. Anyways, it's not deep here where this stream flows in, but I'm going to have a cast. Several casts. Few birds on the go. Snipe pitched up on a tree up there. This is the end of the system. Pretty much the headwaters. There's a couple small ponds above. This is the end of a long series of waterways. A snipe was pitched around a tree for 10 minutes. And now a chopper's coming. As soon as the chopper came, the snipe flew off. They hate the noise, the racket. That chopper non-stop all day. Just killing the mood out here every time it comes by. Lord Lytton. I think that chopper's going to a mine. I got a fish on. don't think it's too big. Just another one on ish. And it's a stick. Oh, that for sure it was something.
Here we go, Saku. On the road home. Where's Saku? It's just before 1 p.m. here. Let's see if we can get out in 2 hours. That caribou trail there. Look at the geese there in the marsh grass. 2 of them like statues. It's a wild goose. Awesome to see him. I heard him this morning close by. Saku, stay here now. There's no shortage of caribou. There's lots of sign of moose as well, but they're a bit more secretive. You can go up and almost pet a caribou. Moose are different. You gotta be careful going through the woods. You get in a tight spot with a big bull moose looking at you, with a huge rack of antlers, or even a cow with their young. You better be careful. So that's why I carry my gun for protection against the moose, the bears. There are coyotes as well, maybe even the odd wolf. The chances are they'll be gone pretty quick when you see them. You may not even get a glimpse. They'll spot you long before. But a form of protection's a must when there's big game around. And it's a survival tool. You lose all your food, you get lost, you got your rod and your gun, you might need it. Save your life. So it's just coming up on 1:30. I started the clock when we were a little ways out, so about an hour and a half to get us back to the vehicle. Not bad. I had a bit of a lighter load and I knew the way, and I wasn't filming as much as I did going in. So that's it. Time to load up. Good job, Saku. Let's get the bag off you. Good job. Good boy. So out here at the first camp I had there on the side of the dirt road. I was here back in 2019 and I made this firewall. We had no rope left, so I used spruce root. Now that's about 3.5 years ago. And though it's dried solid, dry as a bone, it's still held there. This one looks to have come off. I think I remember seeing it down here. Actually, it was the other night. I burnt it in the fire, but it was just down there below. It let go. But that held up, and that right there is so strong, you wouldn't be able to untie it. You'd have to cut it with something. Pretty amazing. That's a spruce root used as cordage. So I'm on the road out now. It's been 5 days since Sunday afternoon. It's now Friday afternoon, and I had a grand little expedition here to get out, living on the little rations I had, catching some fish along the way. It was a wonderful trip. Thanks again to the lad there who recommended the spot. You know who you are if you're watching the video. It was fun to go in and check it out. Will I go back again? I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to get in there with a canoe. With regards to the fish I caught, it was enough to keep me going. That's about it. Overall, throughout this experience, I felt good. I'm none the worse for the wear. Got a little bit hungry, but I've experienced that before. The way I traveled over the last 5 days is basically the same way I do it on any of my longer expeditions. Just enough food to keep me going with me. Then I rely on some trout or some hunting if it's hunting season. Unfortunately, it's not that right now. I just chose to eat a little less, to carry a little less. That gives me access to be able to go on longer trips with more ease. We covered about 30 kilometers, walking around in and out and walking in there and paddling as well, plus all the camp chores, so I did a fair bit of going. But I'm not at the point now where I'm dying for a bite to eat. Sure, I'd like a meal when the time comes, but I could have kept hiking today, so no ill effects whatsoever. It's always fun to get out and give myself a challenge, and this is another one in the books. So thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you tuning in. Hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care, folks.